There you go.
There we go.
Sit down, Diesel. Sit down. My dog, he's so temperamental.
Oh.
Sit. Sit down.
Hey, one person.
Oh, wow. Ailey, you've been following us for years? Wow. How do we not know you? Or do we?
I would love to make you a mod, but I need to see you in the chat more. I know you said you've been following us for years, and we appreciate that, but I just can't make you a mod like that because this is my first time seeing you, Ailey.
Well, hey, if they say they've been following us for years, that's great.
We appreciate it.
So I do.
It got me looking like this, like I need to go to bed.
Huh?
I said, my husband got me looking like this, like I need to go to bed. Hey, Lawrence. Hey, Melissa.
I got you looking like what?
I need to go to bed because I'm tired.
Oh, sure, bye.
I'm exhausted for the last 2 days.
Lord. So what's up, Kenton?
Nothing
Whiskey
much.
Blu.
What I'm trying to find out what y'all eating that y'all not sharing none of it.
Well,
I'm drinking a Pepsi.
I had a craving for some ice cream, so I'm eating some ice cream.
Okay.
I don't know where it came from, but I just had a taste for some ice cream.
Okay.
So
I remember.
And Joe, what you eat? What you drinking?
A Pepsi. That's it.
Okay.
I had some liquor earlier today. This guy that was sitting next to us was nice enough to share his liquor with us.
All right. Well, I got a bottle of water tonight.
Oh, no, you ain't got no libation?
No libations. Do you know I have still not made it to the liquor store, nor have I made it to buy none of my marijuana.
Oh. Now that's a mistake.
Trust me. But I'm making it.
Okay.
Thank you, Melissa. We was trying to do our thing today.
Hey, Melissa.
And Ailey, I can do that for you. I remember you now, but I can't do it right now. I have to do it when we're on a different live because me and Tramel both are broadcasting from our phones from different places in the house. So you can see 3 of us on the screen, not 2 of us together.
Right.
So I can't do it right now because I can't do it from StreamYard. I have to do it from the chat. So
yeah,
I think we're going to go live either later on after this or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do it
Y'all,
then.
we took the most amazing pictures today. Oh, my God. Tell them, Joseph, we took amazing pictures today, y'all.
Yes, I posted some of them on the community wall. On our Facebook pages. Between me and Tramel, we flooded Facebook with pages. And I'm sure we may end up on other people's social media pages because everywhere we, like every 2 steps, can I take a picture? Oh my God, can I take a picture? Oh my God, can I take, it was so bad. The lady sprayed from Montclair and she said, I remember you guys from your crowns. And I said, I needed to know who are you because when I got to the newspaper, they flooded the newspaper with me and Tramel's pictures.
Wow.
And the only one they put up was the one of us sitting down eating, the picture I put on Facebook and on the community wall. But she said that they were loaded with pictures of me and Tramel. She said, I need to know who you guys are. Because I was like, why is everybody taking pictures of them? Who are they? Hey, Monte. Hey, everybody on Facebook. So we're going to get started. And welcome to the Kingz Council tonight.
I must say, I love your outfits.
Thank you.
They are awesome.
We was trying to do it.
Y'all didn't try. Y'all did it.
Y'all know that jacket was Tramel's idea because, you know, that's his thing. And I told him I would allow him to dress. The pants was my idea. The pants and the sneakers was my idea because I told you I'm urban to my heart. Tremel picked the jacket. So for Jersey City Pride, we got the same pants, but they just in black and white. And we're gonna have a black and white jacket. And we probably will do the rainbow crowns again because that's how people are recognizing us.
Yeah, they love the rainbow
So
crown.
as much as I would want a black or white crown to match that outfit, everybody's recognizing us from the rainbow crown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
When is Jersey City Pride?
when?
It is August 27th.
Yeah.
And at Jersey City Pride, we're going to be interviewing the entertainment.
Okay. I'm going to make it to that one. How about that? I'm going to take a drive up to Jersey City that day.
All right.
Oh, that would be
Yes,
great,
sir.
Kenton. That would be
Yes,
really,
sir.
really great. And you know we'd love to see you.
It's
I
August.
would love to see you all and be a part.
Yes.
But
So,
anyway, we took the most amazing pictures today. Oh my God. I have to say, Joseph, we really outdid ourselves today.
yeah, I looked in the mirror and I said, damn, I look good. And Tremel started laughing at me.
Because every time we go out, Joseph always finds a flaw.
Yeah,
You didn't find no flaw today.
something on and be like, ooh, wait, I gotta change, and change into something else and be like, ooh, wait, I don't like this shirt, and get another shirt. And Tremel be standing there looking at me going, you look fine. Enough is enough. Thank you, Monte. And as usual, Melissa showed up and showed out. And Melissa, you see, I had to put the picture that I put up of Melissa because she's one of our followers that we met.
Yes.
I had to put not Melissa. I said she is not Melissa M.
Right. Yes.
You.
Yes, because there's another Melissa that follows us and she is like crazy over us, ain't she, Joseph?
Yes. She just
Yes.
to Tremel and was like, oh my God, it's you.
Yeah, we had a good time today, guys. We went to Pride. It was Pride, Gay Pride in Newark all week from the 11th through the 7th. Today ended the festivities for Pride in Newark, and they had a parade. They had vendors, they had festivities, they had drinks, they had all kinds of stuff there. They had all these goodie bags and stuff, and we got some. I got me some goodie bags and things. I love goodie bags. They give you little buttons and little pins and all different kind of things they gave us today. Huh? What'd you say?
I said my lip gloss.
Your lip gloss. They gave us lip balm. We had everything. All the little goodie bags that we got today. Maybe we'll do a video. We'll unbox all the stuff. And as y'all can see, I'm wearing a T-shirt. This T-shirt I got this T-shirt today. It's the ACLU, and you know they advocate for human rights. You know they do things like they teach you about the Constitution and what your rights are as an American citizen, just in case you get pulled over by the police. All different types of things. So this was just one of the many sponsors that was there today. Prudential was there, public service. Oh my God, with so many different sponsors. These pride events are huge shout and these sponsors pay money to put these events together. And so
prep team.
Yeah, we met the prep team. You know, the people that they advocate for PrEP, which is a drug that is used to counteract those with HIV. It protects those who don't have HIV from those that do have HIV, and it protects them sexually, meaning that it counteracts the HIV/AIDS virus. And one of the great things about that is they've really made some great strides in there. One of the great strides is that prior to this year, you were not able to take PrEP if you had some type of kidney disease or something like that. But now you can. It also counts if you have kidney disease or any other type of illness, it won't counteract with that. And also now, instead of a oral medication, it is a A shot. You get a shot. I think you take a shot every 6 months. So that way you don't have to worry about taking the drug on a daily basis or on a regimen. You just get that one shot. It covers you for 6 months. You go back and get another shot and so on and so forth. So yeah, PrEP has really become innovative and very improved. Yeah.
And tell her we love her too.
Who?
Angela said, your aunt says she loves y'all.
Yes. Oh, and shout out to Susu. Joseph, you gotta give Susu a shout out as well.
Yeah, shout out to Susu. So y'all always heard me say that I was on a reality show. Well, little did I know until today that the reality show is on Roku and Fire Stick. The one thing I don't know is what the name of the reality show is. So
right. You have to call Susu.
Call Susu. I gotta go looking for it. She didn't even recognize me. She spoke to us, and I was like, Susu, you don't remember me? And she looked. She said, oh my God, you lost so much weight. I said, I was in the reality show. She said, yes, you were in the restaurant. When I told you to go get your little girlfriend, I said, yes. And she told me, she said that it came on. It's on Roku and it's on Fire. So I have to find it on at least 5, 6, so I can tell y'all where it's at and what's the name of it. And if you have Roku, you can find it on Roku as well. Hey, Antrell, I was so surprised that she had finished. I didn't know she finished the show because the part that I was in, I just thought that was it. And then she didn't finish the show, but she finished the show. So I told y'all I was in a reality show.
Yeah.
Now awesome. I got to find out the name and find it on Fire Stick or Roku.
Right. That would be nice.
Right.
And y'all, as y'all can see, Whiskey Blu is all masked up, looking sexy tonight.
Hey, what's up? And shout out to everybody that actually said my name in the chat room. Wasn't ignoring you. Was just waiting for the right time to say, hey, what's up back at y'all.
Yes.
Melissa, what you said, those poses was fire.
Huh?
Melissa said our poses was fire.
Yes, I had to do one for the old school. I gave them this one. I had to do one of the old ones. I had to show off the pot roast. Yes.
Talk about our poses for PrEP.
Oh yeah, we did poses for PrEP. Yes, we did some. I have some amazing pictures that we did in front of the PrEP background, and we need to share those on the community wall too. So we'll get those out. And we're gonna get them out on all our social media platforms. All our pictures that we took today. If you don't see them on YouTube, well, you need to go to all the platforms and see all the pictures, because all the pictures that are posted on the community wall are not on Facebook or are not on Instagram. So we have pictures all over the place. So if you guys want to get a load of the pictures that we took today, we took the most amazing pictures today. And we had so much fun. Oh, it was so much fun. It felt good to get out. It wasn't too hot outside. It wasn't cold.
It started getting a little hot.
Yeah, it started getting a little hot towards the end.
That breeze was coming.
Yeah, and y'all, Trinity K. Bonet from RuPaul's Drag Race, she was the hostess for the event today. So she hosted the event today. So shout out to Trinity K. Bonet. And shout out to
a chat when I told y'all me and Tramel got there at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, when we got out the car and walked to the event, they had closed down the street.
Yeah.
So we got there
just in time, and we got a good park too. I mean, it was only it was 3 blocks away, but we still got a good park. It wasn't even 3 blocks; it was like 2.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's how our day was, but that ain't what we here to talk about.
How was your day, Kenton?
My day has been a very long, extensive day. I was up this morning at a real estate investment conference.
Okay.
And then I had orientation this evening for I'm going for my broker's license here in Baltimore to sell insurance.
Okay.
And I'm studying for that. All of that stuff. I'll be in Las Vegas next month for that. Man, I'm just moving forward, making this whole wealth journey. making the transition from zero-naire to millionaire.
I know that's right.
I know
You
that's
know, and it's literally happening. You know, I think I told you I had a mentor that he had taken me on for 5 years, but he passed away like 3 months after.
Right.
But I'm taking all of the stuff that he gave me, and God is just lining everything up. And man, and then on top of that, I'm still driving for Uber, you know, because you cannot wait for somebody else to support your dreams and your vision.
I know
Because
that's right.
usually
You're right
they're
about
not
that.
gonna they're not gonna do it up front. You know, people tend to help people who don't need the help, and the ones that need the help, they don't want to give to. You understand what I'm saying? And help and support them. So I drive for Uber to fund me going to these things, you know, and making it to the next level. And trust me, I will have property within the next few months, building up the Whiskey Blu VIP transportation service, you know, money coming unto me.
Okay, I know that's right.
And guess what? If they can't get with me now while I'm building, there's no sense to wait until I have it to then try to want to get on the bandwagon.
See?
exactly.
A lot of people want to chill, but they don't want to help you build.
Take me when I'm broke, because when I'm rich, I don't know who you are.
Exactly. So it's been a good day, productive day.
Well, welcome to all 8 of y'all in the chat and everybody on Facebook. Tonight, as y'all know, every Sunday night at 8 o'clock is the Kingz Council. We hate Tristan. We have my husband, His Majesty TheMcRaeKingz. You have Whiskey Blu. And you have myself, Joseph McCrae.
Watch this.
Prophetess.
All right. I like that. I like the head clap. I like the head clap.
Clapping.
Okay.
Applause.
Okay, so from now on, you in charge of sound effects. Whiskey.
You got it.
Yeah.
I got the board right here.
Right. Now you need to get some organ sounds. You know, some organ sounds for one of us feel like we want to preach a sermon or something.
I feel like
I'll work on it.
Conda Robo Shanda is coming on. The organ.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on it and get all that together.
All right.
But tonight, since Tremel always commentates, I'm going to commentate tonight. So I'm not going first as usual. Tremel is going first.
Well, that's why you in the middle. Next week it'll be Whiskey Blu.
Yes. Well, Tremel, what hot topic do you have to talk about tonight?
Oh, mine is deep. I want to talk about Mr. Jalen Walker from Akron, Ohio. Man, let me tell you something. This story has really it's really done a number on my heart. This man, Jalen Walker, was pulled over. He was pulled over by the police, and he led them on a small chase. And based on the stories, the police are saying that he shot out the window, and then they say when he stopped the car, that when he finally stopped the car, he jumped out of the car and he ran. When he went to turn around, that's when they opened fire on him. The police shot 80 times.
Wow.
This man, Jalen, he received 60 of those 80 rounds. No, actually it was 45 of those 80 rounds were shot into Jalen, and he passed away, of course, from gunshot wounds. They don't know which bullet actually killed him, or which one was the fatal bullet. But I think it's a shame that these police officers had to kill him. Then, y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with color, because we're gonna talk about the color thing. But this has absolutely nothing to do with color. But what reason do you have for shooting a man, even a suspect, 80 times? What reason do you have? Number one. Number two is I find it so odd that these police officers um can like they could pull over a suspect that has shot into a parade and killed 9 people. Okay, they can arrest him peacefully. But when it comes to our people, it's always a massacre, because that's what this was. This was a massacre by the police. And the sad part is the Akron, Ohio Police Department has yet to apologize for the brutality that these police officers place on this young man. And y'all, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know if all these police officers were white. We don't know if they were all black. It could have been they were black and white. That's what I'm saying. Let's not turn this into a black and white thing. This is a police thing. Sometimes I think the police, they stretch their hands out too far. They go too far. And that is the problem, y'all. We don't hear about a lot of the crime that goes on in the white community simply because we don't cater to that community. But I'm pretty sure things like this happen in the white community as well as the black community. That's what I'm saying. Let's not turn this into a color thing. But on a broad scale, we as black people in this country do bear the brunt of the brutality and the massacre, because this was total massacre. I think the Akron Police Department just owes these people, this family, an apology. They owe an apology to the black community, period. We need to. These police officers need. I don't know what we're gonna come up with, but in every city, every state in this country, there needs to be some type of training with these police officers on how to handle these situations, or it needs to be included in the training of some sort when the police officers come out of the academy, because more and more every day I see absolutely nothing but rogue police officers coming out on the force, and it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It doesn't.
What do you think, Whiskey Blu?
Listen, I think I'm just hearing this tonight. However, I must say it's definitely a shame. It's almost like, in some ways, like it's become like modern day lynching.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they do it behind their badges, and stuff like that. So it's definitely a shame. There's got to be a better way. And somehow or another, we got to find they have to roll out a way. Because it's like when they pull their firearms, they're taught to shoot to kill.
Right.
And the reality is, this person's life could have been, if one of them could not have just shot off a bullet in his leg, and just taken him down, or even a taser or something like that. But everything is done in such a way it's done to take the person out, rather than just taking them down and rendering them unable to continue, even if they have a fear. Come on, 60 rounds, you said? Absolutely no sense. Listen, I have a HUL, so I can legally purchase guns, right? I'm in the process now of about to go take my the training to wear and to carry.
Okay.
Because of me having a business, because of me about to deal with insurance, dealing with money, and all of that stuff, and I'm doing that. But when I go purchase my gun, I can't purchase one now, only because I live in affordable housing community. And that's a no-no because of the governmental program. I think that's unfair, because I ought to be able to, no matter what program I'm in, I pay 33 1/3 of my income presently, which is my SSI check, and then the rest is supplemented.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like I should be penalized and not be able to purchase guns. But even when I purchase a gun, I'm not going to purchase a 9, which I will eventually. I'm just purchasing a revolver because I'm a damn good shooter, number one. And I don't need a bunch of rounds. If I can't hit somebody in 6 shots, I don't need to have a gun.
Right.
That's number one. But I think a lot of these gun control laws are really also a part of, I believe, systematic. What was I lost my train of thought. Racism. Because in the community that I live in, people that have guns, they have them illegally, right? Not a whole lot of our people even have the ability, well, I won't say not a lot, because I'm sure there are more people amongst our people that can pass the test in a criminal background check. But the fact that I can pass it and I have such a hard time getting guns because of where I live, yet the people that are not willing to go through that, they get them illegally, and I can't legally have them without going through all the shit I have to go through to protect myself. I think it's bullshit, a lot of this stuff. And I definitely think that this whole thing that you just shared, man, it makes no sense. They need to apologize. They need to be held accountable, and they need to take responsibility.
Yes, because it was overkill. That was like extreme overkill. For a man to be shot 47 times was like extreme overkill. I mean, I can see him being shot maybe 5 or 10 times if it, but they shot 80 rounds that day. And it's terrible. And you're right, Kenton. A lot of these gun laws are either grandfathered and they need to change. And these gun laws also need to be structured so the right people will have their hands on guns. And yeah, you're right. If you live in public housing, how is it fair for you not to carry a firearm? You can be your life can be threatened at any given time as well. So there shouldn't be a limitation on that. They have the limitations on the wrong things. What they need to be doing is they need to be creating these laws about people with mental illness, and things like that. But
let me pause right there for a second. Let me tell y'all, see, this is how it works. Because when I was in Georgia and I went to purchase a gun, he was fine. He let me pick out what I wanted, and he was showing me all kind of guns. I told him, I said, I don't want to carry it outside because I know me. Because I've been done shot up the whole neighborhood. That pissed me off. I said, it's basically for protection because in Georgia, they do a lot of home invasions where people are home. And when I had just moved there, 2 houses down from me, the lady, they broke in her house. She was on the phone with the cops, hiding in her closet, and the boy shot and killed her. And that was like the day before I had moved down there, 2 houses from where I was going to be living.
Wow.
So, and then seeing all of this on the news, I said, let me go because I'm going to get you coming to my house before you get me. So I went. I knew I didn't have a problem, never been arrested, never been in trouble, So I filled out all the paperwork. They sent it through. They said, it'll take about 3 to 4 minutes and, blah, 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 because I had already picked out what I wanted. He wanted to sell me all these big... See, this is the problem right here. He wanted to sell me shotguns. He wanted to sell me all these big-ass guns. I'm like, no, I just, like Kenton said. Well, unlike Kenton said, I said, I want a 9. That's what I want. I want a 9. That's all I want. So... I'm standing there waiting. So the white man that behind me comes up. He fills out the paperwork. All of a sudden, the machine was down for me. But the white man next to me, the machine was fine, and he could purchase his gun that day. They looked at me because I had on some baggy jeans and a t-shirt and my hat to the back, and told me I had to wait 3 days before I got approved or not approved. So I said, okay, no problem, because at that point I knew what it was about. I said, he's lying. I said, he's lying, because I know nothing is on my background. So, I was like, no problem, sir. I said, how is this going to work? Oh, we'll call you because it'll come back in 3 days and we'll call. I said, okay, no problem. One, I think they do that to see if you're going to go to another gun shop and try to buy a gun. Two, they did it because I was black and just because of the way I looked. Three, they thought I was going to yell, scream, and turn out the store, and they could tell me, no, we're not going to sell you a gun. My background is customer service. I know how to be nice and sweet. I said, no, then he called me, and you could hear in his voice 3 days later, he did not want to pick up that phone and call me. But he did. I said, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I went in. I said, where's my gun? Now, when you buy a gun, you're never supposed to point it at anybody. You can point it anywhere but at a person. So because he tried me, every time I picked up the gun, I would point it at him. Mm-hmm. Every time I would be like, ooh, this is nice. This ain't heavy. He was like, and he would stand back and go, you're not supposed to point the gun at me. I said, really? Why not? But it wasn't loaded or nothing. It was just, But I knew that. But right. I just get him back for what he did to me because I know why he did it. And so what Tramel was talking about before when I said I disagree, it is about us being black while they shoot us like that. I have definitely seen white people with axes and all kind of weapons going after the police, and they never shoot them. They don't even tase them. They try to have a conversation with them to calm them down. Maybe they may use brute force and throw them to the ground. They cuff them or whatever, but they never, guns are never. You see that even when they shoot up a store, when they shoot up a church, they never shoot them. They end up shooting themselves if they die. They commit suicide and shoot themselves. The police never shoot them. Even if they're shooting at the police, they don't shoot them. They do. Hold your fire, and they shooting like crazy, and they all sitting there like, oh, he's white, we can't shoot him, we can't take him down. But let a black man go to reach for his wallet to pull out his ID. Oh, he's dangerous, shoot him the fuck up. So I have to disagree because I think it's a black thing altogether. And I think until they train the police that all black men ain't dangerous, like if we were shooting at them, I could probably agree with shooting them and taking them down. But most of the time, they taking down black men and they ain't even shooting at them. Right. Most of the time, they don't even have a damn gun. They just think they see a gun or think they saw something shiny. Yeah. Owning a gun, I mean, it ain't shiny unless it's a silver revolver. Because if it's a black gun, how is it shiny? It's not shiny, it's matte. So it's like they use that as an excuse just to be able to shoot.
Right. To justify it. And listen, right. Let me just say this before you go on, Joseph. They have shot less when a suspect does what they call death by suicide. That's when a suspect intentionally points his gun at the police, right? And they intentionally shoot him because they shoot him dead. They've shot less in those incidences as they did in this particular incident,
right? Because it's sad. It's a sad situation. Unless they just give cops like a class or something, I don't know how this is ever going to change because
they need some training. They need to be retrained.
To us for no absolute reason, just because they think we are dangerous or they think we have something, on us, and they just going to shoot us for no absolute reason. So
yeah, I mean, guys, listen.
Kenton or Tramel.
Listen, let me say this. They have I used to do direct support. if anybody knows anything about direct support is when we work with adults that are, um, mentally challenged, and they teach us this class called protection from harm, and they also teach us another class, a behavior class. And both of these classes are structured in a way in such they teach you different ways on handling these people that are mentally disabled, because sometimes they have outbursts, sometimes they will attack you. They teach us how to manage these people, manage things when incidents like this happen, because when you work with people that are mentally challenged, sometimes they can be quite dangerous when their mental capacity is just not there. um I don't know, maybe the police need to have a class like that where they are
They do.
trained to deal with different scenarios and different behaviors, and different suspects.
I agree. They need to be retrained 100%. What was you gonna say, Whiskey Blue?
What I was going to say as well, because I agree with everything that was just said. Number one, that they need to have to go through some training. Um, I also want to say, if any of our people find themselves in situations, see, because we have been through so much because of systematic racism. I don't know whether y'all feel this or not, but as I was a pastor, right? When people came into my office, they felt a sense of intimidation because they were coming into the pastor's office. Well, when
Right.
I go into a courtroom, I feel that even though I am a preacher, I feel the same intimidation from the judge when I have to go stand in front of a judge. Well, because our people have experienced so much and seen so much, a lot of our brothers, and they have had some run-ins with the police, then they get intimidated, and a lot of times they run. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I also would like our people, for someone to help our brothers to somehow or another, even when they find themselves, like when I'm stopped by a police officer, the first thing I do is I say, yes, sir. When they say, may I have your license? I say, sir, may I ask, what did I do? So I begin to de-escalate where they might go by using and saying stuff like, sir, yes,
Right.
ma'am. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Which automatically gives them a different um outlook
Perspective.
about me, and right, perception of me or perspective of me because of the way that I talk and articulate. I
Right.
was up in New York one day with a buddy of mine, and we were up around Yankee Stadium, right? Not far from it, blocks away, but not far. We had just came out of a little club, and got in my car, and the police were coming down the street, and they shined the light in the car, right? And they ended up getting out the car and addressing us. One police officer said, "Take the key out of the ignition and put it on the dashboard."
Right.
The other one was telling me to roll down my window. I say, "Sir, y'all are both telling me two different things. You want me to roll down my window, but after y'all told me to put my keys, I can't open my window if my keys are on the dashboard." But I had to talk to them the right way to keep them,
Right.
from dealing with me like someone that they may have dealt with if I had escalated the situation.
It's a
All
shame that you had to de-escalate the police when it
right,
should be the other way
right.
around.
It is. It should be the other way around, but I had to do it to save my own life, and
Right.
I'm still alive today. So
Right.
I'm glad I did it.
Because I do the same thing. I've been pulled over, and I got pulled over in Georgia. So when I got pulled over in Georgia, I'm like, oh Jesus, I'm about to die. So he walked up to the car, and it was bullshit. It was total bull. Well, no, it wasn't. Let's say this. I had ran the stop sign. I didn't even pay attention, honestly, that I had ran the stop sign. So that's what he pulled me over. But then when he saw I was in a new car, it became, oh, where's your license plate? I said, sir, I don't know. I just brought the car. The license plate on the back of my car is still good for 2 days. Unfortunately, haven't, they told me they was going to mail it to me in the mail. I haven't received it yet. So I don't know why I haven't received. Oh, well, that's a problem. And how was it a problem? The paper license plate is good for 2 days. Like now you trying to, cause I was nice, because I was like, oh, this bitch is really trying it right now. Like, who argues with you about a license plate that's expired in 2 days? Like, so he was like, oh, well, I'll find out where it is. So he came back to, I said, okay, no problem, sir. If you can do that, I would appreciate it, because I don't, I know it expires in 2 days, and hopefully it comes in time. So now he's mad because, I'm, like you said, I'm being very polite. I'm not giving you attitude, because God knows I want to curse the bitch out. But like, no, I want to live. So he came back to the car and he was like, oh, well, they claim they mailed it to you. You should have it in the mail either when you get home today or tomorrow or blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, well, thank you for finding that out for me, officer. I really appreciate it, because I really didn't know who to call to find that information out. But I appreciate you for doing that. Yeah. Well, next time, just don't run a stop sign. I said, sir, I totally apologize. I'm coming from work. It's late at night, because it was like 10 o'clock. I said, it's late at night. I said, honestly, I apologize for running, but I was just trying to get home because I'm tired. I'm sleepy. He was like, well, just don't do it again. And next time it'll be, I said, no problem, sir. That ticket was $385. That is going to punch that bitch in his mouth. And Georgia, you can't just mail it in. I had to take a day off from work to go down to the courthouse to actually pay it. I'm like, oh my God. Right now, I got to go. My friend's like, bitch, you better go to the courthouse, because they will come to your house and take your car. Okay. I said, okay, well, let me go pay this ticket before they come and get my car, because I ain't got time for that. But I agree with you. You just have to be on a whole nother level. You just have to sit there and become Oreo Mouse and forget all the ghetto that's in you, honey. You better become an Oreo real quick. Yes, sir. No, sir. Right. I appreciate it. No, I didn't know. Oh, I did? No, oh. That's how you gotta act, because you're right. If you do anything else, you're gonna not get a good reaction from the police.
Yeah, and a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, well, I shouldn't have to act that way. No, you shouldn't have to act that way. But I would rather act that way and save my life. Right. Than to, just become belligerent. From. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. A lot of people bring it on themselves by becoming belligerent. What is that going? At the end of the day, what is that going to solve? If you become belligerent and yelling and cussing and screaming and swinging your arms up, what is that going to solve? How is that going to help the situation that you're in at that point in time? It's not going to help at all. It's nothing to be courteous. It's nothing. As a matter of fact, they hate when you're courteous. They hate when you cooperate. They hate when you become submissive. They hate that, because then that doesn't give them a reason to pull out their gun or to spray you with mace or to hit you with a taser.
It challenges what they think they see. Right. It challenges that. Like, once you a black man and you start with the yes sir, no sir. No, I didn't mean to. I did that. Oh wow, for real? I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was doing that. They don't. You just fucked up their whole head.
Cause you know what, y'all, in this country now, most police departments, they do require their police officers to wear body cams. Right. If you should happen to get pulled over by the police, you should ask them to announce their badge number on the body cam, because what you can do is you can always go and request that footage, so that if need be, if you need to use that information in court in any type of way, you'll have this police officer's badge number, who arrested you, and so on and so forth. You have the full detail of that. You have the full detail of who this police, so you that way you can look up his information to see, if he's committed any type of violations or he has anything in his file, his or her file, that would say that they're a person, they're a police officer that needs to be investigated in some type of way. Because there's a lot of good police officers out there. There's a lot of bad police officers out there. There's a lot of rogue police officers out there. I advocate for the police because my dad was a police officer. He was on the police force in Patterson for over 20 years. And so I advocate for police officers. I'm one of those people that, in a way, I trust the police just as much as I trust the man walking down the street that I don't know. So when I do, if I do find myself in a position of having to be pulled over by the police, or being stopped by the police, I always treat them with courtesy, because that gives them absolutely no reason to become belligerent with me.
Right.
And
on that note, because we've stayed on this topic a while,
Whiskey
Blu, what do you have for tonight?
I do have one, and it's kind of unique, kind of a good follow-up for Tremel, from what he brought up. I was searching online and found an article. A man exonerated in the killing of Malcolm X is suing New York City for $40 million. New York, a man who was exonerated last year in the 1965 assassination of Malcolm X,
Go ahead,
has filed a $40 million lawsuit against New York City for the 2 decades he spent in prison for a notorious crime he did not commit. Lawyers for 84-year-old Muhammad Aziz filed the lawsuit Thursday in federal court in Brooklyn over Aziz's wrongful conviction in the murder of Malcolm X, the civil rights leader who urged Black people to seek justice by any means necessary. An additional complaint was filed on behalf of the estate of Khalil Islam, a second man who was wrongfully convicted in the assassination. Malcolm X was shot to death February the 21st, 1965. That was 3 years before I was born, at the Audubon Ballroom in Upper Manhattan. Aziz and Islam, then known as Norman 3X Butler and Thomas 15X Johnson, and a third man, were convicted of murder in March 1966 and sentenced to life in prison. The third man, Mujahid Abdul Halim, admitted to shooting Malcolm X, but said neither Aziz nor Islam was involved. And so Halim was paroled in 2010. And so I just was thinking about that. There are so many of our people who have been, and people, period, who are in jail, and who have been sentenced to life in prison or even the death penalty, that are not guilty, and they have lost years of their life. I can only imagine what it is like, because everybody claims to be innocent, but there are literally some people who are serving time for something that they did not commit, and they're literally innocent. And then it's never found out, and they're never exonerated. But some people are exonerated. What do y'all think about his suit for $40 million? What do you think about him being convicted, or these guys being convicted and spending as much time that they lost in prison for something that they didn't even do?
Well,
the system has got to be better.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I read about this story. I read about this whiskey, um, and I found it quite sad. And by the way, I actually dated the nephew of one of the men that was convicted of killing Malcolm X. Last name was Hare. Um, and yeah, this lawsuit that he's bringing is rightfully so, I think, because I couldn't imagine spending all those years in jail knowing that I didn't do something and I was accused of it. One of my biggest things, that's one thing that really, really can break your spirit and can, oh God, it burns me. I don't like when people lie on me. And to this was the government, this was the state like lying on this man, saying that he committed this heinous crime. The Malcolm X murder has always had conspiracy around it. There are those that believe that the government had a lot to do with the slaying of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and people like Medgar Evers and things like that. And these are all civil rights leaders from our world that had it not been for them, we wouldn't be sitting here today. Let's be clear about that. But the Malcolm X murder, there's so many different conspiracies about it. But listen, they say ignorance of the law there's no excuse for ignorance of the law. So these lawmakers and these prosecutors that convicted these people wrongfully should be held accountable for it. And if they are representation of the state or the government, then the state or the government ought to be they ought to be responsible for having these people like this in jail for this man is 80 years old now. Right. What kind of life does he have now at 80? He missed all his great years being in jail for something that he did not do. So yes, rightfully so. And I hope that he gets at least a settlement, if not win everything that he's asking for monetarily. I really do. I hope that I hope that this man receives everything that he rightfully so deserves. And anybody else that was wrongfully involved in the Malcolm X murders their names ought to be cleared at least. And believe me when I say this, even when they clear your name from something like this, you're always going to be attached to it. So there's going to be a stigma on you for the rest of your life, regardless whether you're guilty or innocent. There's going to be a stigma on your life for the rest of your life. So yes, do I think that these people that were wrongfully accused and anybody that is wrongfully accused should be compensated? I agree 100%.
I think that, like New Life said, his life is gone. His family suffered just like him because they weren't able to see him, or they were having to go to jail to see him and support him and know that he really didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
They just like now with Emmett Hill, they found out that woman was supposed to be subpoenaed, and they found the subpoena. And
Right. You're right, Joseph.
And they should lock her ass up because you lied, bitch.
Yeah, it don't matter how old you are. If you committed a crime, you committed a crime.
Because now nothing can happen to you, or you think nothing can happen to you. So, I think if this Me Too movement can get men for things they did back in the 70s and 60s, then it should be the same thing for people who lie to put people in jail.
Right.
It should be the same repercussions that you're using now to put Bill Cosby and R. Kelly in jail should be the same repercussions you get for people who lie and put innocent Black people in jail. I mean, and honestly, it's not a black or white thing when it comes to innocent people, because there's innocent white men in jail. There's innocent white women in jail. There's innocent Black women in jail. Or Asian people, Latino people, just because they wanted somebody to pin something on. And like you just said, Whiskey Blu, about being intimidated. They get around the police, they get in court, and like I made my live and said, if somebody drills something in your head long enough, you'll believe it. It's just how we're built. You will start to believe, well, where did I was there, like, and I was drunk, so maybe I did, you know. Come on. They need to be held accountable for putting innocent people in jail, because there's plenty of innocent people that are in jail that end up getting out. And now it's like, okay, I sat in jail for 25 years. So I don't even know the world that's out there, because 25 years ago was completely different from now.
There weren't even cell phones.
So, right. So it's just like, they need to hold, if Me Too can do that for people, then they need to start holding people accountable who lie and put people in jail. You know, like, I don't understand how Me Too works when men actually rape women, but it don't work when women lie and say men raped them, and then they come out and find out that these women were never touched by these men. Though they should sit their asses in jail too, because you lied in court, you lied to the police, you lied to a judge, you lied to everybody, and that's in contempt of court right there.
Right.
So the way you let him out is the same way you should put her ass in. Period. There's no that's the part I hate about Me Too, because it's only going in favor of women with men, but it ain't going in favor of men who've been lied on and sitting their asses in jail for no reason, and then these women feel bad 30 years later. Oh, I lied. He didn't touch me. Really, bitch? And you just sitting out here living your life, and this man done sat up in jail for 30 years because you were mad because he didn't take you to the prom, or you were mad because he didn't buy you ice cream at the ice cream parlor. Like, that's the part I hate, that it's all in favor of women, when in actuality, you know, what happens when you lie? There's plenty of people that lie and put people in jail that are innocent, and nothing happens to them. And he should sue the shit out of them and get as much money as he possibly can. And if he looking for a little wife, or, you know, he been in jail for a long time, so I'm sure he done played around with the girls. You know, I'll marry you because you ain't got that much time to have that $40 million.
But let me just say this.
Well,
you know,
I'm marrying too.
Right.
You know that woman that was they had what was the woman's name that they had a warrant out for her arrest, and they never proceeded with it. She
lady with Emmett Hill.
Yeah, Emmett Hill. Listen, let me tell y'all something. If they can put Byron D. LeBeckwith, who was the admitted murderer of Medgar Evers, in jail when he was 90 years old, oh, they can go after her.
Right.
They can go after her. They put Byron D. LeBeckwith. Well, they put him in jail, convicted him of murdering Medgar Evers. He didn't get convicted until 1994. Wow. And he spent the rest of his days in jail. Well, so this woman, they can arrest her if they want to.
Oh, the family is insisting that they go after her, but you know, the people, oh, she's so old, and who gives a fuck, bitch? She lied.
She committed perjury,
killed and disfigured in such a way that it was disgusting. So fuck her.
She set forth a chain of events that cost a young man. She set forth a chain of events that cost a young man, Emmett Till, his life. And if you don't know anything about Emmett Till, you just search YouTube for Emmett Till. And let me tell you something. That young man was tortured. No, he was brutalized.
Watched about Emmett Till. That just took me out. Like, seeing his mother, seeing how he even ended up in, I think it was Mississippi or Alabama, wherever the hell he went.
Mm-hmm.
That was just so heart-wrenching.
It was. I mean, if you've never seen the pictures of this young man as he was murdered, I mean, there are plenty of videos on YouTube that will show you the different pictures of not Medgar Evers, Emmett Till, when he was killed because his mother had an open casket. But when she did it for a reason. She wanted people to see what brutality her son endured. What
was the name of that movie about Emmett Hill? It came on them 5
It was
days.
actually an A&E series.
It was. Do y'all Google A&E? I mean, go on A&E. Go to Video on Demand. The movie of Emmett Hill. It was more of really coming from his
That's
mother.
not that. Listen, they did that. That's the soft version of it.
No, because it's from the mother's perspective of what happened and how they tried to hide the body from her, not even send her his body, not want the casket open. They sealed it so that she couldn't open it, but she got somebody to open it for her. Yeah. Like that part of it. Like, I know what happened to Emmett Till, and, I've seen real pictures of what he looked like, and it was horrible. But when you see it from his mother's perspective, it's heartbreak. It's like heart-wrenching to see this movie and see what his mother really went through. Yeah. You see the person, and you be like, oh, my God, I can't believe they did that to a 14-year-old boy. But when you see his mother's account of what happened and what she went through and what she had to go through just to get her son's body back, and how they tried to prevent that, and how they tried to play her in the court, like that part.
And you know what the sad part was, Joseph, is that the reason why they decided really not to do anything about that whole murder was because they discovered that Emmett Till's father, who was in the armed forces at the time, he was convicted of a violent rape crime.
Which had nothing to do with him.
Which had absolutely nothing to do with him, but that's the reason why they kind of like dropped the ball on the whole investigation, was because they felt like, his father was this brutal rapist. So the son could have been too, because he looked up to his father. He had his father's ring on that's how they identify him, because he has his father's ring on.
Hopefully one day we get justice, y'all. Hopefully one day.
We will. I mean, it's a slow process, Joseph, but I think that in a lot of ways, we as Black people are making strides in our communities to overturn stuff like this and to get things done. Like, you can't deny Ahmaud Williams. He was his murderers have been convicted. Now they're just deciding on how much time they should spend in jail. What crimes should they be charged? Because it was a big thing about them being charged with a hate crime. And now they have been charged. Now that they have been charged with a hate crime, there's a whole big, which, y'all, let me just say this about the media. And this is shade towards the media, is that when you have situations like what happened to Ahmaud and over there in Georgia, where you have situations like that, these stories, they disappear from media when they really should have them in the forefront, because these men that were convicted of killing Ahmaud, now there's this big thing about how much time they should get. Should they serve their federal time first versus their other time? Which, of course, if they serve their federal time first, they're going to be in like this day camp for jails, And this is something that we don't want for these men that killed one of our people, So yeah, we are making great strides, but we have a long way to go in this country when it comes to police and Black people. We have a long way to go.
My topic is very light. It's not heavy like these two over here. Y'all know me. I keep it light. So, Orlando Brown has been going around social media saying Miss Bow Wow got good pussy.
Oh, Lord have mercy. We're going to talk about that, Joseph.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Bow Wow and his good pussy. And,
they call it pussy or bussy?
Bussy. We gonna say mangina. We'll say mangina.
Back in the day, Moosey.
Yeah, we'll say Moosey.
And Orlando Brown, guys know him from That's So Raven. He accused Nick Cannon of giving him oral sex. He claims he had sex with Raven Simone, who is out and proud. And now he's saying Bow Wow got good moosey. So I've never known Orlando Brown to be that girl in Hollywood where everybody would, if somebody that was like that one in Hollywood, maybe I would believe, maybe I would be more prone to believe it. Bow Wow came out and said that he, that Orlando must have still been getting high because that's a lie. Well, he never said it was a lie. He just said Orlando must have been getting high and he's on that stuff again and he's talking his little trash or whatever. And he don't have time because he's getting his little show together, Bow Wow. Then Orlando came out again and made another video saying that he has video of him and Bow Wow together.
Oh, really?
I want to see.
Video, and
yeah, I want to see too. I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that Whiskey. I want to see.
When he made his second video, there's allegedly video that he claimed he have of him and Bow Wow, doing the do. But I want to know, when did Orlando become the it boy in Hollywood? Like where Nick Cannon and Raven Simone and like all these people that he pulls out of the air just want to give him some sex. Like he don't remind me, like if Martin said it or Will Smith said it, maybe I'd believe it. But Orlando,
yeah, he ain't nobody's sex kitten, honey.
Right, but Orlando Brown, I don't,
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the connection was because he ain't nobody's sex kitten, honey. He don't appear as though somebody to be Whiskey Blu. You can correct me if I'm wrong. He don't appear to be one of those brothers that would pounce up on your bed and just make mad passionate love to you or something like that. He don't appear to me like that.
But Bow Wow could get it. Bow Wow.
Now Bow Wow, he can get it. Bow Wow,
but
can get
like Funky Dineva said, honey, Bow Wow is from Atlanta, and all the men in Atlanta, have a reputation.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? But you know what, Joseph? You know what bothers me about this whole entire story is that this guy, this influencer, that did this interview with him. I mean, it's obvious that Orlando has some mental issues, right? And I am so sick and tired of people taking advantage of those with mental issues in social media.
But
I just believe now, Joseph, I don't know if you saw the whole interview. I don't know if you saw the interview at all, Whiskey, but I saw the whole interview. And this young man that was interviewing him, he was just you could tell it was so obvious that he knew that there was something not right with Orlando while he was doing this interview. And that's what he harped on to get all these answers out of him. They were treating him as if he was a dummy.
But in defense of Funny Marco, if you've seen of any of his interviews other than Orlando Brown, he interviews everybody that way. He asks them like the stupidest question, because Funny Marco, you know who he is, Tramel?
No, I don't.
Told you those videos where he would go up to people in the store and just start singing to them.
Oh yes, well he's a clown.
Right.
He's a clown.
So Marco is that person. So his interviews aren't like me and you do interviews to really get information from people and get to know people. His interviews, he acts like, if you really think about
stupid questions. He asks stupid questions, and he tries to. What they did was, I'm telling you, they made Orlando. This interview made Orlando Brown look so like he was a dummy. Like they were asking somebody that just didn't have no sense questions, because the questions that he was asking him was senseless. The characteristics, the ways that he was acting. I mean, this guy that was interviewing, you should have seen what he had on. He didn't even look professional, Joe. He had on a pair of bedroom slippers.
That's what Funny Marco does. And there's another interview he did with somebody else, and he was asking him stupid questions, and the person actually got up and walked off. And then I guess backstage they told him what was going on. So he came back and finished the interview because he felt the questions were stupid and dumb. Orlando fed into what Marco was doing.
Yeah,
and
he did a lot.
Because like you said, the mental thing. But the other people, a lot of people that don't really know what's going on and think they're just going there for a real interview, they get up and leave because they think that the questions are stupid. And why would you ask me something like that?
Right.
Orlando just fed into it and he started answering him. And everybody's looking at.
That's what it appeared like.
But
That's what it appeared like. And you know at the end of the interview, you know what he said to him? He said, "You're a snitch. Get the fuck out of my studio." And Orlando was looking around like, what did I do? What did I do?
They didn't put, a lot of people don't realize what Funny Marco is doing. And that's kind of what makes it funny. The interview's funny because they don't realize what's going on. So that's why when people were saying, oh, he's back on drugs, he's this. And I'm like, did y'all really pay attention to what was going on? It really wasn't Orlando because he was just going along with what.
He didn't seem like he was on drugs or anything.
Right.
Like that. He seemed of sound mind. He
was answering the questions that were put before him.
Right.
And he was answering them, I guess, in what he thought was a funny way because he knew, you could tell he knew the questions were dumb. Because sometimes when he asked him a question, he would be looking at him like, what?
Yeah, because one of the questions they asked him was, they said to him, they said, well, we hear, because they claimed that they Googled his name and stuff like that. And one of the things they said they came up with is that his net gross was $20,000. They also put that he had a lifetime contract with Disney. And he was like, I don't have a lifetime contract with Disney. He said, I would never sign a contract like that.
Right, because he some of the questions he answered what he thought was funny, and some of the questions he answered for real. So I think that's where people got it missed. Now, why he threw that thing in about Bow Wow, that had nothing to do with the interview at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. He just was like, they asked him, was he okay?
Once you look at the interview, you like feel insulted because you're like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Right. But Funny Marco interviewed everybody that way.
Wow.
Wow. Funny Marco, he's a comedian. That's what he does. So he interviews everybody that way. And I just thought it was unfair.
So what he sets out to do is make a fool of you. Really.
Not necessarily make a fool of you, but
that's what he did. He made a fool of Orlando Brown. He made a fool of him. See, a lot of people what I'm saying is a lot of people only heard the question that he asked about Bow Wow. But if you watch that whole entire interview, he made Orlando Brown look like such a damn fool. It wasn't even funny.
Well, that's what made me mad because everybody was like, Orlando's still on this stuff and da-da-da. He didn't appear high to me.
Me either.
He appeared confused because at some of the questions, he really was looking like, what? Are you really asking me that?
Yeah.
And he would just answer, either he would answer, like when they asked him, did he have a lifetime contract with Disney? He was like, why would I sign a lifetime contract with Disney? And then they would ask him questions and he would look around like, are y'all for real? That didn't strike me as somebody on drugs. That struck me as somebody like confused as to what was going on because I thought I was coming here for a real interview and you asking me these off-the-wall questions. Right. So I'm going to give you off-the-wall answers. That's just the way I took it. Did you hear about it, Whiskey Blu? Because I know you don't be.
Right. I'm just hearing about it now, But the one thing about it is definitely it serves its purpose because we're here talking about it tonight.
Right.
And so what Orlando said, is blowing up. And here's one of the funny things about life. I can go online and post something that makes sense, right?
Right.
And get no kind of attention for it. But I can go online and say something that's stupid and get a whole bunch of attention for it. I remember some years back, I was at a restaurant, Ollie's, And well, I probably shouldn't have called their name. They need to send some money now since I did call their name. But a friend of mine, we were sitting there, and he ordered some mussels, and this big bowl of mussels came out, and I said, "Ugh," you know what I'm saying? And I just posted online a picture of them because to me they looked like clits.
Lord.
And I got a whole bunch of responses from it. Of course, that was before I embraced my authentic self and not giving a damn what people say or think about what I say. So I ended up taking the post down. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I got so many responses from that, hundreds of responses. But when I turn around and say something that makes sense, don't nobody got shit to say.
Right. It's always that way. Me and Tramel learned that from doing this. It's like we could sit here and talk about something serious and, you know, something that really matters, and people, you know, we get 20 views, 40 views. But then when we sit up here and read somebody for filth, honey, that one want to go viral.
Yeah.
That get thousands and thousands of views. And I'm like, so we really sat back a lot of times and said, so should we just become messy and just read people? Because clearly people like when we read people. As long as we reading somebody, we get thousands of views. We ain't even got to try. We go to bed, we make the video, go to bed, and wake up with 2K views. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, this is what people rather. People like mess. It's sad to say, but people rather mess than something with substance and something with a real content. That's why you get what you get on TV, all these reality shows.
And I do want to say this, because I know you all have a lot of women that support the platform as well. I don't want them to be offended by what I said, because I have eaten some pussy in my life. And so I'm not afraid of clits. I just do it all. You know, I have embraced my party like a rock star, you know, and so I'm cool with eating pussy and ass and dick and whatever. I'm just who I am. I've tasted it all and I like it.
All right, well.
But look, the views of Whiskey Blu are not those of the McCraeKingz.
This is a public service announcement. This is a public service announcement.
1, 2, 5, 4. Well, y'all
got quiet.
That is the show for tonight. I told y'all I was gonna leave y'all laughing and lighten it up. These two.
Well, you can count on Whiskey Blu to give us a laugh.
Right. Because these two had us in the bowels of the ghetto, being shot by the police and killed in jail for 17,000 years.
Okay.
So, you know, I had to lighten the load with Orlando.
Yeah, it's the texture. It's the texture.
If you're watching replay, definitely hit us up in the comment section and let us know what you think of the show. This is the third one of the 5th season of the TheMcRaeKingz. Let us know what you like. And if you have topics that you want us to talk about next Sunday, leave them in the comment section as well after the video. Because if you put them in now, I won't see them because I don't go back and read the comments after the show in the live chat. But after the show, leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know anything you want us to talk about. And we definitely don't have a problem with doing that. Again, thank you, Whiskey Blu, for coming.
Yes, and also, guys, just before you go, make sure you support us. Support us by sending us a Cash App. Any Cash Apps that you send tonight will be split amongst the three of us. So, make sure you send us your support. Give us your support. Send us a Cash App today, $5, $10, $15. You can send us $1 million if you want to. And we will put it to good use. I know I'm gonna put it to good use.
I sure would too.
Yes. So with that being said, Joseph, I'm gonna hand it back over to you.
Well, with that being said, follow us on all social media platforms. You can find Whiskey Blu on Facebook and YouTube, right here on YouTube, under Whiskey Blu on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Under Whiskey Blu on YouTube.
I mean, yes, Your Majesty.
See, you don't want to get shot. And you know it instrument all social media. We are all social media.
I was trying to find the right one. One
the
of
right
them. There we go. There we go.
See.
Oh.
Thank you, New Life. And y'all, I hope y'all liked our pictures we posted today for y'all. We posted y'all. If you haven't seen them, go to the community wall, or if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, look at them there. Definitely go over to our Facebook page, TheMcRaeKingz, and like and join over there as well. And guys,
our next big event that we will be attending is the Soul Summit, the House Music Festival on July 30th in Newark, New Jersey. So if you want to meet the Kingz, we'll be there on July 30th at Lincoln Park in Newark, New Jersey as well. And then following that, we'll be hosting at Jersey City Pride. So we're looking forward to that.
And I'm going to pop up there.
Yeah.
So you'll get a live day with us, all three of us in the same front.
Yes, the Kingz Council, yes.
For sure.
But yes, y'all, thank y'all for spending your Sunday evening with us. I'm going to bed because I have to get up early in the morning and go get this blood cleaned from all the damage I did over the weekend. And all of you, just know that if nobody told you they loved you today, me, Tramel, and Whiskey Blu love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And on that note, y'all know how we end every show, walking love, peace, sunshine, and happiness, and all those great, wonderful things. And it's what?
It's Team McRae.
All damn day.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Whiskey.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Tristan. Bye, y'all.